Currently, we're very fortunate to be standing 2 Triple Crown winners.
This is the ultra-competitive and deeply rewarding world of breeding, the next generation of Kentucky's finest. Welcome to Foal Play. Behind these imposing gates in Versailles, Kentucky, live some of the most famous racehorses in the world. This is Ashford Stud, owned and operated by Coolmore, one of the leading horse farm operators in the business.
And especially, it's important to have a presence and a farm here in Kentucky.
It's situated on some of Kentucky's finest limestone land, the base for bluegrass, which is rich in calcium and promotes unusually strong bones in horses. It's one of the most important things horse owners look for when choosing the perfect place to breed and raise thoroughbreds.
So here at Ashford Stud, we stand thoroughbred stallions. So what will happen from February through until the end of June is people will bring their mares to be bred to our stallions. And once they are bred, they go back to the boarding farm where they came from, and in around 15 to 16 days after they've been bred, you can tell if they're in foal, and then fingers crossed produce a live foal 11 months later.
This matchup isn't cheap. Breeders will pay big bucks for the privilege of introducing their mare to one of these prized stallions.
The stud fees here at Ashford cater to a range of breeders and different prices, and we start at $5,000 and go all the way up to $150,000. So this year, our most expensive stallion was actually Justify in his first year, who stood for $150,000.
Once an agreement is met, tremendous care is taken to ensure the breeding goes as smoothly and safely as possible.
The breeding barn here at Ashford Stud would be one of the busiest areas of the farm during the season. We're hugely safety conscious. All of the inside of the actual breeding barn itself is padded, and we will record everything as well. The industry that we're in, a thoroughbred can only be registered as a thoroughbred if it's a product of a live and natural covering, so no artificial insemination whatsoever.
While the breeding of these world-class athletes is their primary focus, Ashford Stud also recognizes the importance of these athletes to racing fans who visit Kentucky.
It's great for us to be able to open the gates to fans to come and see their idols. You know, they're two very different horses, but they're both absolutely incredible athletes, as well as being great personalities. It's always amazing to see the excitement on people's faces, to see them. We've had several people propose in front of the horses. And it's just great to be able to give an insight to what happens to these horses off the track, and for fans to be able to learn a bit about it as well, and just to show on that they go on to live in such a wonderful environment, being looked after by top-class staff day in, day out.
About 30 minutes across town, at a different farm called Watershed Equine, the breeding stakes are just as high.
We foaled out 73 foals this year, and we've actually gotten 95 mares pregnant for next year already.
The staff here knows that just as important as how many foals you're able to produce is the timing of when they're born.
So we like to get them in January. They can go to the sale in September, and they can be bigger and more fuller and look older at that time.
It's the calendar year that this business lives by. If a foal is born just moments before the first day of the new year, it's a serious problem.
So you have to have them after January 1st, or else they're considered born last year. All thoroughbreds' birthdays are technically January 1st. Everybody turns a year older, and if you are born on like December 31st, the next day, you're still a year old.
And when the foals go into the auction house, they need to stand out to get the highest dollar. Having a famous mom and dad is one thing, but it's also important to have that special look.
This filly is a beautiful little filly because she's got lots of chrome, which means she's got lots of white markings. She's got a blaze and 3 white socks. So she's gonna be really flashy in the ring. People love when they have lots of chrome and white like that.
At the end of the day, these cute young horses, who happen to be world-class athletes in the making, just want to be loved.
If you scratch them in the right spot, they'll bite, and that means they love it. That's how the foals groom their mothers. And sometimes what I'm doing to this foal right now, the mother will usually do to the foal. The foal biting like that is in response to a good scratching.
At Watershed Equine, Ashford Stud, and every other thoroughbred breeder across Kentucky, it's the same challenge, matching up the right stallion with the right mare, creating a foal that will grow up to be remembered forever as a champion.